We do not solicit neighborhoods, man. We go in and build relationships with insurance companies, property management companies, real estate brokerages. But we have built this company strictly on relationships, not by going through and just knocking on every single door in town.
This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Josiah Rosenbury, who is the founder of Yosemite Roofing. He also owns a metal fabrication business, which I'm excited to hear about the story there. He saw an opportunity with some of the metal roofing, and he saw a soft spot, and he jumped in because he is a serial guy. So I'm excited to kind of hear his story. Josiah, man, how'd you wind up in roofing? How'd you get into the space?
Yeah, man. So I got in the roofing industry back in 2015. I was hanging out with some guys on the Eagle Mountain Lake in Fort Worth. And I was always kind of drawn to construction. I grew up kind of being around it. And I just said, the hell with it. I'm going to jump into it, see what these guys got going on. Here I am 11 years later, full-fledged in it every single day, slapping on roofs, man.
I love that, man. And what you guys are actually, you're balling, dude. Tell us where you guys are at in terms of deal flow or revenue or however you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah. So last year we did a little over 13 million. This year we should do over 20 million. Year prior, we had a great hailstorm come through in 2024. That pushed us to that 20 million mark. And then last year we had 0 storms, but we were still able to push it over 13. But last year was like a rebuild year of truly building out processes and procedures. That's not
so you guys are ready for the hail if it comes, though. That's now you're dialed in.
Exactly.
I love that.
We found all the holes in the dams and we plugged all of them. And now we're ready to rock and roll.
I love that, man. Well, by the way, I'm not up on my, I know you're in Tyler. I'm not up on my Texas geography. Shame on me. But are you guys getting any of the stuff that has hit Dallas recently? Because I know those guys were feverishly getting some stuff.
Man, they are getting smashed up there. I was actually I just came back from Fort Worth today. I'm headed back up there on Monday because Fort Worth is where I started in the roofing industry. And so
Gotcha.
I still have old clients up there that are still calling me, and I'm going to go serve them. I'm going to go take care of them. And we do commercial roofing up there. So we're already in that area, but Tyler is just about 2 hours east of Dallas here. And we don't get as big of storms. Like Dallas-Fort Worth is the mega of all the storms, right, that roll through Texas. But Tyler's gotten some pretty decent storms lately. We got inch size hail last weekend. In some areas, there was about 1.5 inch size hail. We're getting some more storms in today. It's a little dark out there. Hopefully it keeps rolling in.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, like it's interesting to me. Why is Texas like the mecca of roofing? Is it just something about the weather shift and the condensation, or like what's the nerd science behind all that?
Yeah, I would say it's probably 2 things. One, man, we're just a storm state, if you would, right? And then Colorado is the second biggest storm area, Denver, Colorado area. So it's DFW is the mega for it. And then Denver, Colorado. But 2, I think the other thing that drives it is, man, sadly in Texas, you can throw a ladder in the bed of your truck, throw a sign on the side of your truck and call yourself a professional roofer. And that's just the sad truth of it all.
So there's a low barrier to entry, and there's a bunch of yahoos out there doing it that have no business doing it. It's kind of what I just heard you say.
That's exactly what you're right. You're right.
Well, one of the questions I always like to understand is what makes you guys different. You know, if a client asks you that, or even if maybe a potential roofer asks you that about you recruiting him to his team, how do you kind of answer those questions?
Yeah, man. So it's probably not a sexy answer, and it's probably an answer that truthfully that a lot of companies probably try to give. but they just don't have the standard behind it to back it up. And at the end of the day, our clients trust us, hands down. We have built an experience for and around the customer from the very start to the way that we answer our calls, all the way through the deal flow, the way our teams show up, how we treat their businesses or their homes, how we follow through the quality control process. Man, we have a rigorous way that we uphold our standards, and it truly just sets us apart. You know, we're second to none around.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
What made you want to get into metal fabrication? I know you saw an opportunity, but what was it, and what has that been like?
Man, so the metal fabrication world is totally different. In the roofing industry, it's super low overhead. You can jump into it. You know, as a small company, as you grow, obviously the overhead gets a lot larger. But the metal industry takes a lot of capital coming into it on all those machines. That was one of the biggest things that I learned quickly was the quality of the machine is everything. And then building out a massive warehouse that can fabricate and have enough space for everybody to maneuver around in, to stage, all these massive machines in that can roll form. But the big reason why I started to venture into it was, man, there was just a massive gap in the way metal supply companies serve their clients. And if you're a roofing contractor and you're a good one at that, man, these supply houses, like the shingle supply houses and the tile supply houses, man, they treat you so well. And it's amazing the customer service that they give to people. And the metal industry, it just wasn't there. And we bought a lot of metal, and that's something that we specialize in. And it just was not there. So I figured, you know what? People love great customer service, and we're going to give it to them. And so we went full blown, started in a little bitty 5,000 square foot warehouse behind Yosemite Roofing's office actually at the time, and just to try to prove the model. And then we built almost 20,000 square foot warehouse the year later and bought all these badass machines and started going full fledged, man. And again, it's not the sexy part about business, but the processes, the procedures, the standards that you implement are everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So metal fabrication, I would assume it there's a number of things that you can do with it, but is it primarily just roofs that you're fabricating?
No. We do pre-engineered buildings, anything from bolt ups. We also do weld ups. We supply the red iron, any type of sheet components, all your trim components. We supply insulation, roll up doors. We do it all, man. If you're building a warehouse, we can supply it to you.
Wow. That
Yeah.
would kind of scare me, man, to be completely honest. That's like a totally different ball game. Sounds like you acquired a business though, and did you keep the operator around, or did you start it from scratch?
No, started that baby from scratch, man. I had a guy that installed a ton of metal roofs over the last 15 years that really understood the machinery side of it. So he came to me and was like, "Hey man, would you partner up with me in this deal?" And he knew that I've just got that entrepreneur spirit. I'm one of those that shoot then aim type personalities. And
Yeah,
I said, "Yeah, let's go. Let's figure it out."
I love that. And 2 questions. What's going really well in your business, and what are some challenges you guys are facing?
Yeah. So I think several things are going really well. Like I mentioned, last year we really slowed down and we thought, how can we put systems in place that allow everyone to be set up for success? And we did a great job. I have a phenomenal team. I can't take credit for all of this. I have an amazing team that built out very detailed scripts, processes, SOPs for every position. And then we put training in place. Our training is absolutely top notch. So that was the start of it is going extremely well for us. And now we just hired on a new marketing guy who is absolutely a killer, builds amazing websites, but the way that he can draw in that call to action has been a game changer, because we have done truly very little to none on paid advertisement. We built this company from a very grassroots type business, just straight up relationships. We don't knock doors, believe it or not. We just don't. And so it was building relationships.
Wait a second. Hold on a sec. You don't knock doors?
We don't knock doors.
I have a million questions. I feel like I've never talked to a single roofer that doesn't knock doors. That's crazy.
I know, man. Like truly, like we don't go in neighborhoods and start blowing people up. And I know that sounds crazy to say that as a roofing contractor, right? We will go in and knock the 6-pack around the one house that we're putting the roof on, just to let them know that, hey, there's going to be some commotion going on. We're going to keep this job site super tight and clean and neat. But if you got any questions, here's our car. But we do not solicit neighborhoods, man. We go in and build relationships with insurance companies, property management companies, real estate brokerages. But we have built this company strictly on relationships, not by going through and just knocking on every single door in town.
Okay, but how do you any company that's scaled to where you are has to have some sort of predictable lead flow. So are you doing any sort of ads, pay-per-click, LSAs, anything like that?
Yeah. So we just started doing all of that this year. We've never done it.
That's crazy.
Right. And so we have some really fun commercials that we've done, and we run the commercials a lot, but that's more of like branding. And truly, a call to action and branding are completely 2 different conversations, right? So we've built that trust and we've made it fun. And obviously the company name is Yosemite Roofing. And we would get people calling in here, hey, is this Yosemite Roofing? Is this Yosemite Roofing? And so we made a funny commercial out of it, right? And then we started just to kind of play on that. And then we got a mascot called Nancy, and we're the GOAT of roofing, right? We're the greatest of all time. And so we threw in the mascot. Everybody loves the mascot. And we've just kind of played on that, man. We built out 3 really fun commercials, and we run them pretty heavy on our local news stations. But this year is the first year to really start to hammer PPC and LSA. We're going to start to do a bunch of email campaigns as well. So it's already working, and I'm really excited to see how much more business we're about to be able to grab.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at Forgemark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. Forgemark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What's the biggest challenge you guys are facing right now, or the biggest barrier you're trying to overcome?
Yeah, I would say moving into a new territory. So we really want to start to move into the Dallas territory, but finding that one true leader that we can put in place out there and build a team around them has been a little bit difficult. And they have to have our style, man. Like, we're not your everyday roofing contractor. We do things honestly. We have extremely high integrity. We care about our team and we do everything with excellence. And if you don't have those core values, it's really hard to be a leader on our team.
So it's just trying to find the right leader to take over that market.
Yeah. Once we do
everybody
that,
listen to the show, you got anybody in Dallas that you know is a stud, it's a roofer or just even a studly leader, hit them up.
I'm telling you, there is nobody that has the processes that we have in place that can set you up for success better than we can. And we can build that team out around them and really, truly build out a team that strives for the same vision and goal in mind. And it's hard to find a team like that, man. It really is.
Yeah. How are you guys integrating AI into your business?
Man, we built our entire website out of it. That's one way. Every single proposal that we're giving, we highly encourage our representatives to start taking photos of those homes and then using AI to show them what other roofs may look like on their home. I think, Ed Milet says it a lot. And he says, you want a people-driven business enhanced by AI. And that's what we want to, right? Our team should be writing up emails and then sending that to AI and ask them to correct anything or make it more compelling to whatever situation that they have at hand. So if you're not using it in every situation to your advantage, man, you're falling behind and the team's going to crush it.
Yep. What is something that gets you fired up that we haven't talked about today?
Man, I love building people. Truthfully, like that's one of the most important things that I do every single day. You can teach people how to sell, but teaching people how to be in hard situations and to be able to control their mind and not allow certain things on the exterior to make you react in a certain manner, I think is really hard. And people have a difficult time doing that. We have a level of standard of success that we push everybody to and elevate everyone to. And we're doing that every single day. We're building them out and we're creating leaders and winners. I tell my team all the time, every single person is a leader. They just never know when they have to become the leader. So you better be ready.
Yeah. Love that. Where are you guys trying to be in 3 and 5 years, revenue wise or organizationally?
Yeah. So within the next 3 years, we really want to be around that 40 million mark. We want to be on the outskirts of Dallas and then the outskirts of Fort Worth. Would probably by year 5 want to be headed down south, maybe over just north of Austin area. We probably want to tap into that market as well. We really want this commercial team to grow and develop, man. We need another estimator. We have a killer estimator on our team. We've got a couple killer sales reps on our team for the commercial side. We would really love to grow that side of it. We just got accepted with tips. So, moving into municipalities, K through 12 type contracts, that's something that really excites us and we're going to go hard.
Yeah, love that. Well, Josiah, if people wanted to learn more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
Man, they can always look at our website, www.yosemiteroofing.com, or Extreme Metals without the E. There's no E in front of Extreme. And they can go there. They can check me out on Facebook, obviously, Instagram. They can come to our office if they're in East Texas. We're always welcoming. My team always loves seeing people walk through that door.
Yeah, I love that, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Andrew.